Hello and welcome back to X-Carbovore. My name is Kian Anyan and I'm happy to see you back with me. You might have noticed we have started a new format. We will now be posting every week a summary of how my carnivore journey is going, and that includes all of my numbers as well as exercise, uh, all the things that are important, and some small detail on how my life is going. So this is more of my journey or my carnivore life journey. Thanks again. Let's talk more about this on the inside. Once again, I want to welcome you back. It's great to be here. Maybe you thought I fell off again, but no, I'm here. I am today on day 7, and we're hanging in there. All things are wonderful. I've learned a lot. I'm going to say that again. I've learned a lot about my eating habits and some of the things that trigger my ketones and my glucose to go up and down. As you'll notice, as we get a little further into today's review, I'm going to share with you my macros and the things that I've been eating. And I can tell directly after the day if I'm too high in my protein or if I have just a little carb. And I said one carb, how things change for my blood work the next day. So I'm very, very sensitive to that. And these are some of the things that keep me at a plateau, which I don't want to be. So I want to share a little bit. Today was my first day exercising, and I decided to take my daughter with me, and we're going to show you some things about that and what happened during that event that will never happen again. Because when you go walking, I mean, right now it's just walking because I'm an old guy and I'm trying just to get my body moving again. Pretty soon it'll be running, but that's probably months away from now. But you're gonna walk with power. You're gonna walk to build up a sweat. You're gonna want to do 10 kilometers or so. And my daughter she seemed like she was all for it. But then when it came down to business, after only about 2,000 steps, she started, doing the whiny, complaining thing. She's 13. I'm trying to give her a break, but come on, come on. I'm here to work out. I'm here to exercise, and it's not happening. So I got a little frustrated. I had to come home early. Only got in a 5K, a little bit more than a 5K, but you live and learn. So I tell you what, let's jump right into the numbers, and then we will have our conversation as we do the numbers. Again, I want to thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming. It means so much. All 1,700 of you who have subscribed to this channel, I want to say thank you and God bless you. Let's get into the numbers. So let's start with my body composition. I'm very shy when it comes to my body, but I'm exposing it all here because I think it's a way that might motivate me to make it better, to do some improvements. One of the things that I'm the guy that goes swimming with a t-shirt on, put it that way. I'm really embarrassed about my stomach, and of course my tumors that I have in my chest. My left chest more than my right. My right was almost gone, but it came back during the time that I was off. Now I stopped doing carnivore for about 4 months to handle some issues with my youngest daughter. She's 13, and at the time she was 12, but going through some things at school. It was just a lot of nonsense that I really need to give some parental attention to, and I did. And our relationship is great. We're handling things. She's doing much better than she was before, and I think that's what life is all about. So sometimes you get a curveball. So during this particular curveball, I fell off, and I went up to 102 kilograms. And I'm one of these, you put something in front of me, I'm going to eat. And if I want more, I'm going to eat more. And I normally eat everything. I'm terrible at this sort of, how do you say it? I'm an emotional eater. You could say that. Uh, but I'm also one of these guys, like if I break, so let's say I broke, like I just recently break from Carnivore. Okay, uh, you cheat, right? You cheat with something and you go, well, I'll just have a little. And then a little turns into a little more. Same day, maybe 2 minutes later. So one chip turns into a bag of chips. And then since I've eaten the bag of chips, what else do I have in the cabinet or the refrigerator? And oh, let's make a sandwich. Um, the bread, the everything, right? The works, and it's maybe one or two sandwiches. I'm not kidding you. This is how it goes. Okay, one or two. Okay. I've been looking at that cereal for about a week now. Frosted Flakes, one of my favorites that I could get out here in Sweden. I think I have a bowl of cereal. And then right after that, it's, well, what were the leftovers from the dinner last night? Oh, they had tacos. I think I'll make myself. You guys think I'm joking. I'm very, very serious that this is the way that I handle when I break. So when I break, it's not just a leak. The dam opens. And I might stop at some point, but then before the evening, because now I've convinced myself that this day's been ruined, go ahead and eat more. You can start tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes because uh, I'm into the carbs. I'm a carbaholic in reality, and once I hit more carbs in the morning, you know, I don't drink sugar or cream in my coffee, but when I break, I have sugar and cream in my coffee. And I don't drink that much coffee like I used to anyway. When I was in the Navy, I drank a lot of coffee, but now it's pretty moderate. Anyway, I'm saying all of that. I guess I'm making an excuse for the way I look right now, my body. Um, but I hide my body so that I don't, I cover it very well so that people don't see it. As a matter of fact, if I don't have the right clothes to wear that would hide or camouflage, I won't make it to an event. I would just find an excuse, a reason not to be there. So this is a front view of me. And it's only 1 week difference, excuse me. I haven't eaten yet. I've drank a lot of water and I did go for a walk earlier, but I got a lot of something going on here inside, but I'm feeling great. Don't worry about that. It's not that I'm feeling sick. I just felt like I had to belch. Nonetheless, I'm looking at this picture on the side, so I'm going to turn my head and look at it a bit, but um, you could see a little bit of, you can see a lot of me. You can see a lot of it. You can see a lot of my gut. But what I'm noticing as I'm standing under on the first, you notice the left arm, or yeah, as you look at it, but you could flip it around. The left arm stands out a little bit more than on the seventh, and that could be because I've lost a little bit, or maybe I'm starting to stand a little bit better already. I can tell you that my bones have already stopped hurting. My joints have stopped hurting, and I'm not just talking knees. I'm having shoulder pains. I have two dislocated shoulders and a dislocated collarbone. Um, Skiing and basketball. That's enough said on that. We'll talk more about that on another day. So when I'm fat, when I'm really fat, things shift and get out of place. This collarbone moves even still to this day. If I had the shirt off, you can see this huge bone that's standing here. It's not here. Here is perfectly flat. This one is dislocated. But the distance of the dislocations help me feel better. But when they get closer or rub together, it's a big pain. So I haven't been in the gym. I haven't been lifting weights. I haven't kept the muscle strength. So as I started gaining this fat, uh, man, I can't lean my elbow or rest or be in the bed on my shoulder because everything starts really, really hurting. When I'm on carnivore, I don't feel anything. I mean, it's just amazing. Um, so I'm thinking that my arm is down a little bit more on the 7th, which is today, because things are starting to shift and it's easier for me to stand. Um, you can see a little difference in my abdomen from the 1st to the 7th. I put on the same shorts so that it gives a better picture. I could put on a different pair of shorts. It might look different. Unfortunately, these shorts are going to be worn every week so that I could take my picture and my measurements. Let's look at a side view. Well, as we look at the left side view, some of the things that I like to point out. One, it feels like I'm standing at a more erect position. Like my back is a little straighter. And it's hard to tell here because I'm slouched over on July the 1st a little bit, and it's hard to look at the stomach and see much of a difference. But this is only 7 days, so I'm picking on the small things that I can. I think the back is a little bit better. And we're going to go over the actual numbers because I measured every portion, and we're going to see a little change in some of the numbers as well. Let's continue looking. Well, from the back, you can notice my shoulders slouch. As I said, I have two separated shoulders. And you can see I've lifted weights in the past, so there's still a little musculature there, though it's totally surrounded and covered by fat at this time. And no tattoos from the Navy days, so, Lord forgive me for being an idiot. But never mind. my my skeletal structure is kind of odd because the shoulder on the left of your screen that slouches the most is the one that the collarbone is broken here. And it really stands out. I didn't notice that it stood out so much from the back here. But if you look from the 1st to the 7th, you can notice a little bit more of the waste coming in, just a small amount. And it how do I say it? On the right of your screen on the 7th, you'll notice a little more um, decreased size, if you will, on the um, on the at the waist area. You can notice that from the backside just a bit on the right of the screen. Now let's look at my measurements, the actual measurements. Okay, now as we look at this, it's called Measure Up. I take my measurements, and I was going to do it once a month, but since I'm only now recording once a week, I figured we could do this and include this in our weekly um, show, if you will, or weekly review to be more accurate. If you look at my neck size is first. It is 40. So the left side or the before picture says 36, but I believe I probably just misread the tape measure. I could imagine me doing something like that. I have a tape measure that the very beginning of it is no readings and 0 starts here. I could imagine that I probably just took it from the tip. And so all that non-measured space would probably account for it. So you'll notice that it was 40. I believe it hasn't changed. It's only been 1 week. It was 40 today. My weight began at 102. Today, I'm 97.3. I put most of that on water weight, but not all of it. I've been 97.3 for 2 days in a row now. So yesterday and today. So maybe I finally hit a little plateau where things are going to balance out. My shoulders are 50, no change. My chest is 109, no change there. My left bicep and my right bicep didn't really change, but I think I did the same mistake here on the right bicep where it says 36 and on the other it says 39. I haven't been to the gym yet. I know that it's not that. So 37 on my left, 39 on my right. My left forearm and my right forearm are about the same, 30, 31, 30. My waist in the beginning was 109. My waist now is 108. We're talking centimeters or centimeters, how we like to say it. My hip, and I just took the biggest portion of my buttocks, if you will, 111, and now it's 109. So I'm losing a little bit in the buttocks area and a small amount in the waist area. So after 1 week, hey, little small changes, small victories. We're going to celebrate those too. And I think if you don't celebrate the small victories, you're going to be awfully disappointed because we can't expect to go from, ginormous to a pencil overnight. It doesn't happen. I don't want to be a pencil anyway. I joked a little bit earlier about having ripped abs. That's really not my thing. What I want is to be healthy. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to live long, hang out with my daughter, enjoy my wife and my retirement. That's really all I want. I don't want anything more than that. And I want to live pain-free. I think a lot of the things that we're eating are causing the pain in our body. So I want to be pain-free. So I've changed all of that because I've recognized that as I eat carnivore, my pain goes away. So after a while, it's kind of, you kind of wonder if you're an idiot. And I'm talking to myself now, and I'm not talking to anyone out there. And sorry, I hit the camera. You want to make sure, or you don't want to make sure. Yeah, you want to make sure you're not an idiot because when you know to do one thing and you feel better, but you continue to do the other thing that makes you feel worse. I don't know. How do you define that? I mean, some would call it an addict. And okay, I could agree to a degree. But after a while, you got to wonder what's going on with your noggin. I mean, yes, our bodies drive us to do these things, but you have to have a reason to stand up. You have to have a reason to stop with the nonsense. And that's got to come from within you. It's got to come from within you. I have a friend of mine that he and I used to work out when back in the days, and I just saw him a few months ago, and he saw me when I was doing keto earlier this year, carnivore earlier this year, and he was impressed. I mean, it was my birthday. We were having a good time, and he saw that I wasn't eating any of the other junk, not even my fruit cake that I really love. And I don't mean fruit cake like the American fruit cake that you get for Christmas, even though my birthday is near Christmas, but it's in January. The fruit cake, I love that too. But fruit cake here in Sweden literally is a wonderful vanilla cake with fruit and whipped cream all around it, whipped cream, whatever the icing is, with like a gelatin kind of thing over the fruit. It's delicious. The only thing I can't have on it is kiwi because I'm allergic to that. But you got every other fruit just about. Just delicious, just delicious. I'll put a picture of it after I finish this end of the year, because in the beginning of the year is my birthday again. It's funny how that happens. Anyway, but you got to say to yourself, why do you continue to do the same things? He looked at me and he started doing keto. And he's been doing it now for 5 months, 6 months. I've never done carnivore I haven't made 2 months. I'm hoping I can make 2 months straight without breaking this time. I'm hoping this will be the beginning of a new journey that I can just continue without cheating, without breaking. But he's been able to do that. And I'm like, wow. I mean, he found something within himself. Now, also, I have to say, his fiance is doing carnivore. And that kind of, I mean, they're helping one another. So it's always great if you have a partner, someone that you can do it with, because you can feed off their energy. So, but it's really important that you find a reason for yourself to do it. And then you'll stick to it. I'm pretty sure. So we look at my thighs. So the lower part of my body is starting to react to the carnivore. I should say that My left thigh was 66, now it's 65. My right thigh was 66, now it's 64.5. My calf was 42, now it's 40. And that's a shame because I have like the sticks for calves. I really want to build them up. But, I'm not going to complain at this stage. I get into the gym soon. My right calf was 40 and now it's 39. So I'm starting to lose the lower body fat, I should say. And that's a wonderful thing. That's a wonderful thing. Let's look now at how my weight has decreased over this first week. All right. So on the first, I started at 102 kilograms. We move over to, and that's more than 228 pounds, something like that. And that's pretty big, actually. I normally weigh in. When I was in the military, I was 150. So I've hit on, 70 pounds over the last 40 years, not 40, 30, 32 years. That's quite a bit. On the second, I was 101.3. On the third, I was 100.6. So going in the right direction. On the fourth, I was 99.6. So it just hopped down, which I really like that. But this was the best day. The best day is I didn't even see the 98s. It just shot down. And that was the day that I started being able to smell again. I went to 97.8. And I really believe the inflammation works in the body in different ways. I mean, right now, I still have numbness in my fingertips here on my right hand. But I could feel everything in the left and all of that. That's not a problem. But the pain in my body is gone. My nose, my sense of smell is coming back again. There are other improvements that will come along the way, but I haven't gone long enough into the carnivore way of living in order to experience it. So we're going to talk about every victory as we go through them. On the 6th, my weight was 97.3. And today, again, on the 7th, it's 97.3. Now's a good time to talk about my ketone, glucose, and my GKI. I take these readings every morning, and as you can see in the beginning, and here is my glucose reading, my glucose was quite high, close to 6. You're fine around 6.1 millimoles per liter and below, but nothing under 3.9 or something like that. But sometimes my wife, even myself, I've hit in the 3 point something range for my glucose, and I don't feel any effect from it, but I don't normally stay there. And I might get 6 point something if I've broken and I've eaten something heavily sweet, but I don't stay there. So these things are fluid like everything else. As you can see, I was 5.9, and I have been as low, like today I was 5.0, I believe, 5.0. Yesterday I was 4.9. Today I'm 5.0 in my glucose. And that's just a graph. You can notice here from my ketone, the dotted line that's going up, the blue one. I had a really great ketone. I say really great. It wasn't the best that I've ever had, but in a period of a week, I went from 0.1 up till yesterday, I was 1.8. And you only need 0.5 to be in ketosis. 0.5 to 1.5, you're in ketosis. But typically, my ketones stay around the 2s. And I can go up to the 4s, 4.5, 4.6, things like that. But I don't normally stay in the 4s. I can stay pretty much in the mid 2s to the mid 3s. And that's when I'm really doing carnivore the right way. For me, it doesn't happen like that for everyone, and everyone's body is a little bit different. But this, again, I say is for me. So yesterday I had a great day. So why did it go down today? As you can see, it's 1.5 today. And I believe that okay, so I ate, I was I wasn't craving. You know how you plan your meal in your head? I planned my meal in my head, and you wait for it all day. It's like a treat, you know. So I'm going to have eggs today, eggs with some zero carb cheese, and I'm going to scramble them this time, really soft and fluffy, really really nice. And I want, what meat can I have with it? Now I have bacon at home, but I had a craving for corned beef. Now, I know corned beef has a little bit of carb in it, zero point 0.5 per 100. Not corned beef hash. Corned beef hash is different. That has potato in it. Uh, I didn't take any potato. I just had corned beef. And it had zero sugar. So the zero point 0.5 carb was not made up of any sugar. So I was pretty certain I was going to be okay. No, no. Uh, and it's a small thing, but small things matter. We just talked about that a little bit. Small things matter. So I should have a small victory, and instead I went from 1.8 to 1.5, and my sugar, or my glucose, went from 4.9 to 5.1 or 5.0. I'll look later as we keep going through this. So cause and effect. Yeah. Things don't happen by mistake. Things don't happen just because they happen. They happen because you did something, and or you ate something you shouldn't have eaten. Um, and yes, there are other reasons why your ketones and your sugars. I'm just saying, because I'm watching my things every day. This is what I did different, and this is how it looks. How about that? Now let's look at my ketone reading. Or no, I think we're going to take my glucose reading first. Let's check it out. Glucose, and you can see in this graph, I was close to 6 when we started on July 1st. And they go all the way down to July 7th, and you notice that I'm just at 5.0. And so it doesn't look much different from July 6th, other than it's 1 point or 0.1 difference. Small things matter to me. So I'm a nitpicker, but I want to get it right. You know, I'm one of these guys. I go, you know, the vegans can do it. And I tried veganism, but I cooked some beans the wrong way, and I hurt. I hurt for 3 days. I should have gone to the hospital, but I didn't. Uh, I tried to make a bean burger. Don't laugh. I tried. That was some time ago. I still remember it to this day, though. I was bent over, cramping in the bed for days. My wife was trying to, honey, you should go to the hospital. Yeah, I poisoned myself, but I got through it. It was embarrassing, but then I realized, you know, there's just too much in this vegan stuff for me, and there was, and as I did a lot of research on it, for me, and I like to say for me, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying for me, it was. It didn't seem to be efficient for me, for my energy, for it wasn't things that I liked. I just kind of I tried to make things that I liked, and it just wasn't great. But I do know some vegans that do very well on it. That's just for them. And carnivore is not for everybody either. I put it that way. Carnivore is not for everybody either, because some people get food fatigue. You know, I'm tired of the meats. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. So I find other ways to spice it up, not with hot sauce. I mean, I find ways to spice it. I change up. I start eating chicken skin. You know, I have my crispy bacon chips, and there's a lot of little things that now they're escaping my head. But I do these things because I don't want it to get boring. And some days when I'm not hungry, I just don't eat. I mean, it's okay to fast every now and then, or drink lot of good water. I've never been in so much love with water in my whole life. I mean, as when I'm on carnivore. Um, but this is my glucose. Now let's take a look at my ketones. I'm trying not to talk too much, but there's a lot to be said. And I just enjoy being in front of you guys and spending time with you. My ketones, if you look at my maximum ketones, 1.8, which, okay, that's wonderful, but, you know, I've been higher. But I'm in ketosis. And today I was 1.5. As you can see, July 7th, skip down. But this isn't bad to get into ketosis in the first week. I would say maybe when I reached 0.5, because I went 0.5 and then it went, I went to 0.6, then it went back down to 0.5, which scared me for a little bit, but it's no big deal. I mean, you're just starting off. And I'm looking at July 3rd and July 4th when I mentioned that. But, this is, and we do this with a small, my Keto Mojo. Some of you guys are going to get these tools when you really get into it. My friend that I was telling you about that's doing keto, he just got it, and I use my Keto Mojo and get these readings off of my telephone as everything downloads into my phone, and it makes it real easy then to do these small graphs. And then we can look at my GKI. The GKI is the glucose ketone index, which I think is, I know it's a combination. It kind of gives you a fuller picture of what your body status is. You're not just looking at your ketones and going, oh, I'm in ketosis. That could be the case, but maybe your sugar's out of whack, or don't get upset about this when you look at a full picture. For me, I want to be in a specific range. Now, to be in clinical ketosis, you need to be below 9 on the GKI. So the GKI, the glucose ketone index, should be below 9. And then it handles certain elements. For me, I need to be below 3 because it handles cancer and different things like that in the body. So I seek to be below 3. And that's a combination. That means I got to keep watching my ketones and my glucose, which carnivore diet is the best way for me. And you can see on July 6th, I was 2.8. On July 3rd, I'm 3.3. And that's, again, because of the, according to me, corned beef hash. Or not hash, corned beef. I didn't do the corned beef hash. So those are the intricate readings. Now, most of you who's been following me know that I have a history with high blood pressure. So one of the other things that I use this for is blood pressure management. So once I broke from my carnivore and started gaining the weight, I started feeling dizzy. I started feeling the effects of weight gain, and being off carnivore, my blood pressure increased. So I went back on my medication, talking with my physician, and that's losartan, 100 milligrams. So the highest dose of losartan that you can get. And I really didn't want to change the medication because once you get this even stronger medications, they're very hard to come off of. And my goal is to come off of this medication eventually. But even on the medication, I'm a grade 1 hypertensive. I'm in grade 1 hypertension with 100 milligrams of losartan. Now, my blood pressure without medication was as high as 210 over 120. Most doctors would put you in the hospital for medication for that because it's life-threatening. So what I realize is when I'm on carnivore, my blood pressure decreases. So on the first day of my carnivore, I was 146 over 93. On my second day, and this is an average, I take it twice in the morning, twice in the evening, and they take the average and shove them together, and they say, this is where you are. My morning, actually, on my first day, it was 160 something. My first morning reading was 160 something over 100. And I was like, oh my, I have to do something here. But the average for the day put me at a grade 1 hypertensive. The second day, it was the same, grade 1 hypertensive, 150 over 93. On the third day, I didn't take the screenshot. I only can get the readings that you saw previously if I screenshot immediately on my app. So what I did is, I broke down to the graph for my third day. So you can see, and in the middle, it shows you average 157 over 94. So that's a little bit higher than yesterday's average, but it holds the same. And then what I did extra is I brought out the 4 readings that they looked at. So my 2 for the morning and my 2 for the evening. And when you look at like my evening reading, or was that my morning? My morning reading here was 161 over 100. And then they took the 158 over 98. And then in the evening, it was a little bit better. And that gave me that good average that you saw just previously. So let's keep moving on. And this is on medication. I want you guys to know. And why am I saying this? Because I was off my medication in my past my first 30 days of carnivore in the beginning of the year. And my blood pressure readings were in the 110s, no medication, just doing carnivore, 117, 115 over 78, over 74. And that's because of carnivore. And it's just plain as day for me that if I hang on to this, I can get off of medication. Okay. Because even now on medication, I'm still blowing sky high. But on carnivore, it's going to go down. And I'm going to show you something that's going to be quite interesting when we get to the end of these readings here. And we're almost done for the show for today. But I just wanted to share these things with you. On the 4th of July, which we don't celebrate here in Sweden, but Independence Day, obviously, in my motherland, my homeland, where I was born and raised. And this is only my morning reading because my evening reading, I forgot to take it. But you see the morning reading here, grade 1 hypertensive, 149 over 91. And then on the 5th of July, still, I forgot again to take it in the evening, 149 over 101. I'm still taking my medication. When I say I forgot to take it in the evening, it just means I didn't take my 2 readings in the evening. And then again, you can see I took morning and evening readings. On the 6th, I was 140 over 93. I don't know why my pulse was so high. But then today, of course, it's not even fully evening here yet, so I haven't been able to take it, but it's a high normal as it stands now, which is very interesting, 131 over 88, okay? Very interesting, because my, there's a word that I'm looking for. The direction that I'm going, there's a better word to say than direction. I really don't like saying it like that. But let me pull this slide here. There we go. My trend. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Trend. God is great, isn't he? When you need to have some recall, something to come back. Praise the Lord. Anyway, my trend is going down, as you can see. Even on medication, and I'll stay on the medication until I'm in the 80s. That's my goal for my weight. When I'm in the low 80s, mid to low 80s, then I'm gonna take myself off the medication. But as you see, as I'm doing carnivore, my systolic and diastolic are both going in the right direction already. So for me, this is more reason for me to continue on the carnivore journey. Well, for exercise, and I'm doing exercise, I'm starting anyway. Today was my first day of movement, but for next week's report, you'll start seeing that I'm doing a little bit more physical exercise to try to get myself going in the right direction. I think, and I've been told many times, even in the military, part of a good weight loss program is exercise. You're going to have to exercise a little bit. move your body, whether it's going to the gym or taking walks, as well as what you put into your body. I think the fuel that you use to fuel this machine is very important. So I decided today I was going to go for a walk, and my daughter, she wanted to go for a ride, spend some time together. And I, yeah, Papa's so wise. I said, no, why don't we just go for a walk together? Dad's going to do a 10K walk, and you can come with me. I mean, she's only 13. She's strong. She's young. She's an ice skater. She also plays the piano and other instruments, but I'm thinking she's very strong. And she does figure skating, literally. We call it in Sweden, konståkning. This is just her. It's art. It's figure skating. It's beauty. So it takes strength to do those things. And I'm thinking, a walk she can manage. We're going for a walk. And after 2,000 steps, she started whining. My ankle, my this, my that, and it wasn't fun. It was no fun. Yeah, I mean, in the beginning it was great, but in the end it was let's just hurry and get home. So I cut my walk short. I only did 5.3 kilometers because of the complaints of my young one with me, and Papa's trying to be sensitive. So, but she didn't like that. She didn't like that I was cutting corners for her, but there was no way she was going to be able to do 10 kilometers. And I was aware of that. So, but as you look at some of these numbers, you can see that there's more uphill than downhill. Well, I'm sorry. There's more downhill than uphill, but there's a mixture of down and up, which I think is very good. I need to get that cardio fluctuation. We call it intervals when I used to run. It's more like an interval way. But there was very little bit of that today because I had to spend most of my time waiting for my daughter. I'm not going to brag on my time because it's nothing to brag about. And I'm not going to talk too much more about this. I just wanted you to know that I walked around the lake and the community, part of the community anyway, 5.3 kilometers today. And it was a good day. Next week, every Monday, I'm going to be posting my week results, my journey, and give you a little bit about insight on what's happening in my life. We'll talk about this and that. Hopefully, it will be pleasant for you, and hopefully, I can see you again. Thanks for motivating me, keep me on track, and remember to tell your friends that there's a guy like me doing a thing like this. God bless you. We'll see you next week.